After a special trip or occasion, I love to make memory books with pictures and memorabilia so we can look back and remember all the fun we had. I prefer the smaller memory books to full-size scrapbooks, and they make perfect gifts too. Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Hashik, and this is part 2 of a video series in which I am sharing how to make memory books using dies from Tonic Studios. I recently received these 2 die sets from Tonic Studios that are perfect for making memory books. I found a Facebook group started by Jody Johnson called Memory Makers, and I learned so much from watching Jody's videos and looking at the memory books shared by the members of this group. There is a link in the description box to this Facebook group. Jody is a brilliant designer and a teacher who represents Tonic Studios on Hochanda, and I was thrilled to meet her once at Creativation. So here are the 2 die sets that I use to make my memory books. The first one is Memory Book Maker Base Creator die set. It has a whole series of dies, and you use the largest one to make the pages, and I showed how to do that in my part 1 of this series. So if you haven't seen it already, you may want to check that out. But every other die in the set has a larger side, and that side does not cut, and I'll show you that, but they layer up really nicely for making these books. And the second set is called Memory Book, I'm sticking here, Memory Book Maker Layered Cascade die set. Now you could make a book with just that first die set that I showed you, but I like having these options for decorative pages and larger pages, and I showed you on the other video how I use this one here to make the cover. So the covers of my book are slightly larger than the rest of the pages. Here are some other products that I used in this book that I'm going to share with you. I used a set called Jazz It Up from Visible Image. I used papers from Our Daily Bread Designs, the Notable Notes paper pad. I used magnetic discs in 2 different sizes for the pages that I'm going to show you today. And in the book you'll see that I did one page with the Bouquets and Banners Wonderfall die set, where you can put like 4 or 6 pictures on one page. So I will show you how I did that. As I explained in my first video, many of Jody's videos show books that have a spine. I decided to make mine with 1-inch book rings, and I have a link to those. I like the flexibility of being able to make my books with as many or few pages as I like. I could also add a page later if I wish, or rearrange the pages if desired. But of course you can decide which way is best for you. Now, as I explained, this is part 2 of 2 videos. The first one went live last week, and I've put a link to it in the description. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you this memory book and also how to use magnets to make a center flat page and a tri-fold page. So this is the book I made after a fun trip to New Orleans recently. So I put the date and the cover. And then I have used flap pages, which I explained how to do in my part 1 series. My books are, the pictures are the stars of each page. So often that's basically all you have is a picture and maybe some words. But I am going to show how to make a page like this. This is a magnetic centerfold page. And he was our guide, and he did an excellent job. He's really funny and a really good historian. I have pockets on many of the pages. Of course, we had to have a beignet. This is the Wonderfall page. So as you can see, you can put a whole bunch of pictures in from maybe the same day. And then it goes back. Another pocket with some more memories. This one's sticky. This is a good example of the trifold that I'm going to show you. Actually, it's a double fold, the double flap. So this was Mardi Gras World. So there's the one picture, there's another, and there's another, and then the magnet holds it closed. World War II Museum, a plantation. Here's another flap with 3 pictures. on our last day. We took a luncheon cruise, and that was our cruise director. She did a great job too. We went on a swamp tour, and then we ended our vacation on Bourbon Street listening to jazz music. So we had a great time, and I love how this book turned out and how easy it was to make. I have started another book, and I'll be using this for a gift or for some other occasion, and the pages that I'm making in the videos are going into this book. So in the last video I showed you how to make a pocket and also a flap, and in today's this video we are doing a centerfold magnet closing page and a trifold. So where you see these second layers of cardstock, that could also be a picture. And oftentimes when I have the pictures already, that's what I would do. But for this one, I don't have the pictures yet. And then, like I explained, I showed how to make the regular pages, and then I used a slightly larger one for the covers. So we're going to work on a center flap page. I've used larger magnetic discs for this from Basic Gray, and it should be sticking, here it is, to my die so I don't lose it. I'm also using some Lil Inker oval stitched dies, and a cutting board and a Scor-Buddy. So I have cut the pink back page for this, and then I've cut 2 pieces of thicker cardstock using the second largest die from the Tonic Memory Maker Base Creator die set. So one is for the back, and then one is the one that we're going to be using to make the page. So we're going to cut this page in half, and I've done this often enough that I know that to cut it in half I want to be at 2 3/4 straight, and that's now cut in half. And then we are going to score along both edges. So I put a line with a marker on my Scor-Buddy, so I know right where I'm scoring, and I put that on a line to know I'm straight, and then I'm scoring that, and I will fold it, and I'll repeat that over here. So we're going to fold, trying to get my bone folder here. And those two are going to line up like that. And then I have cut 2 strips of cardstock about 5 to 6 inches long. We're going to trim it to be exact. One is 1 inch and one is 3/4 of an inch. Of course, you can use whatever measurements you would like, but those have been working for me. And then we are going to lay the strip down on the right side of this opening, and I'm going to mark where I want to cut. We don't put this together yet because on the other side we're going to hide a magnet on there. I think I'm going to use my cutter to make sure that cuts straight. Line it up. All right, and then I think we can go ahead and attach this. We better use our good strong orange red liner, it's orange red, red liner tape to do that, because these are going to be interactive elements. Sometimes the hardest part is getting that liner off your fingers. So this is going to go on the right side. In the center. Looks like we need to trim a little bit. And from the back a little bit more. Okay, now this piece here is going to be used for the magnet. So we are going to line those pieces up so they match, and then we're going to take the positive magnet if I can get these apart. Okay, so we're going to take the positive magnet and we're going to put it close to the center of the left flap. So that's going to be, take the adhesive piece off and put it here. And then I'm going to use some of this tape to hold that down. I think I'll go ahead and just leave it up. And that's going to be in the center, and we're going to cover it up with this paper. And then we're going to attach that and trim it. And you want these two to line up. Now I have cut two ovals, and one of them I trimmed just slightly smaller. So that's going to be the back one, and this is going to be the front one. So we're going to lay the negative magnet on top of the other one, and then we're going to remove the adhesive backing, And then I'm going to put these together and put my oval where I want it in the center, and then pick up that magnet. So once again, I'm going to hold that magnet down with some good strong Redliner tape from Tonic Studios. And then we're going to cover the back up with the other one. And we can attach these pieces. You know what though, I think I needed to not put this piece on, right? Because that's, let's see if I can, oh, I can get it off, okay. Because that is where, right? No, they're there, never mind. Nope, I had forgotten. Nope, what we're going to do is put these on where they line up here with the edges. And then we are going to attach this where the magnets are going to hold it to each other with a piece of good strong red liner tape on the side here, but only on the one side. So let the magnets attach and then push down on this side only. Now this could have a picture or a memorabilia or something there. And then I don't like the look of these flaps on the inside, so what I do is I cut another piece to match, and then that covers up the flaps. And I've been known to put pictures here, and then the page closes with a magnet. So that's how that page is done. And now we're going to be working on a double flap page. Here is our magnet. We're using a slightly smaller magnet for this. So I have cut a back piece that we're going to put the flaps behind. So that is what we'll be attaching it to this page with that, and the flaps will be hidden. So we've taken this is the normal back page, and then we've taken the next two sizes that have the side that doesn't cut. And what I do is I put it on the piece of cardstock, and then I measure 2 inches beyond that. And I have done that here, and here's another one, and this is the smaller one. So I cut it out. This side does not cut. And then I take a scissors and I cut from the end here to where it was die cut. Now that line doesn't have to be perfect because it is going to be underneath. So we've cut 2 pages using the next 2 sizes of dies that have the end that does not cut. And then we're going to line these up, and it may be kind of hard to see with the flower on flower, but you can see this center part, and that's the part that we're lining up here. And then I want to mark with a pencil. Let's make sure it's straight here, where I want to score. So the first time I did it, I just tried to eyeball it and kind of guess, and it didn't line up good. So I like to do that marking, and then I know. And once again, I'm lining that line up with the black mark on my Scor-Buddy. And then I'm going to fold on that. This one is going to come from the opposite side. So we have the bottom piece, and then we have this piece, and then we have this piece. So once again, we're going to line the parts of the rounded edges up with that, and then draw a line. Just make sure that's still, yep. And then we're going to score on that line. Now these flaps are going to be held down with regular tape, and I think I could do that starting with this one. Make sure it's straight. Now normally we would have a picture on top of these, but I don't have my pictures yet, so I'm going to put a piece of cardstock on top of each one of these layers, and that's where we're going to hide the magnets. So we're going to place the positive magnet underneath the top picture, and then I'm trying to figure this out. So we're going to put the positive magnet here, take that adhesive paper off. Come on. So that's going to stay there with some tape. I have that magnet on my scissors. And that one's going to come from this side. So then we're going to put the negative piece here where it's going to stick. So it gets attracted to that magnet. And then we'll line this up. Let the magnets go where they will and attach it. And then that one's going to be covered up with more Redliner tape. And this will also be attached with Redliner tape. And again, this could be a picture or it could be some writing description. I don't have pictures yet for this one, so I'm just using layers of cardstock. And all of this cardstock is from Park Lane by that I found at Joann's. And I just love this watercolor look and these floral looks of this. So this is going to go on this side and be attached just with regular tape. And then it's going to go on our page like this, and one flap opens up this way and one flap opens up this way, and we can put another piece of pretty cardstock in there or a picture. And there is our double flap page. This concludes part 2 of my 2-part series on how to create memory books with Tonic Studios dies. I hope you watched part 1 too, and will consider making one of these fun books to remember a special occasion or a trip or as a gift. Thanks for watching, sharing, subscribing, and commenting, and thanks too for helping me share the joy of creativity.